and tell to this back corner that you can keep.
That's me?
His false.
Let's go. No. We're the two.
You can bring it.
Yeah, that was my error. I just refreshed it. I got a hat on about this fish. JJ, Randall.
He's on the belt right there.
Don't touch the floor with this
Very
thing.
yellow.
It's hard as a rock. I can't afford Alright, we're gonna let's have everybody join us in the pledge of allegiance. We'll get started, okay? Flags over here. Alright. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alright, thank you all for coming. I just need a motion to approve the check registry and the consent agenda, please.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None? Alright, so we can go right into reports. Chief, go ahead.
One thing that I've been, now that we've got a new extractor to get our gear clean, it still takes about 5 to 6 hours for our gear to dry. And so, this extractor here, we can hang 4 pieces of gear on it, and it's ambient temperature, plus it is, you can turn the temperature up on it for heat. And so, that is right around, probably the time we get shipping, it's gonna be right around $6,000. Runs on 220, and so, I wanted to bring up if there's COVID money left, if we could maybe squeeze some of that out of COVID money. If we can't, we can't. Another thing that I would like to do is, we did some fire prevention with the SEEDS program at the elementary school a while back. And there is a huge amount of Norman Township residents who don't have smoke alarms in their houses. When we were talking with these little kids in the SEEDS program and we were talking about smoke alarms, there was quite a few of them that said, well, we don't have smoke alarms in our houses. We don't have carbon monoxide in our houses. We don't. And it's like, oh, wow, you know, this isn't good. So I would like to talk to the board about when we bought our gear washer, the board had approved $6,500 for that. We spent right around $5,500 on that. What if the board, if I could spend the rest of that money on smoke alarms and carbon monoxide detectors for Norman Township residents only, and we would make it, we'd put it up there, and these are going to be for residents who truly can't afford smoke alarms. I think it's huge. And so, so that's another thing on my list, is that. The next big thing we got coming up is NFPA changed the regulations on, fire truck tires, any emergency apparatus tires. Used to be you could dismount your tire, inspect it from the inside, make sure everything was fine. They did away with that law. And so now, every 10 years, you have to put new tires. If you have 8,000 miles on your truck, or 2,000 miles in 10 years, you need to replace your tires. I'm pretty sure, I don't know, John, do you know if the tires on 41 have been 141?
I don't think they've ever been replaced.
Okay, and so I got a quote from Manistee Tire, and we're looking at right around between $600 and $6,500. And that's doing engine 141, all the tires are on that, and the 2 front tires on 144. And so, it's something that needs to be done, and so I just wanted to bring it up to the board, and, we'll figure out where it's coming out of, somewhere on my budget, somewhere.
What's the other, front tires on which one?
144. We replaced the backs 2 years ago, I believe. We did the back tires on 44. And so, but yeah, so we need to do the 141, engine 141 all the way around, and the 2 front tires on 144. 143 has new tires all the way around. Yeah, right around there, if they don't run into any issues.
Were those new tires this year, last year, so?
On
143?
143, last year. Well, this year, probably. This year or last year. And so that's what I got there. The next thing I would like to do is we've got a couple new members on our department. Dawn Board, if you'd stand up. Star Daniels. And Brett. Brett's also on the Dixon department. He's currently as a cadet. And so, he's coming with us to do some training and whatnot. And so, 2022 was a year hopefully Norman Township can forget about. We're hoping. And so, I as chief want to thank personally everybody who's on the department, all the wives, kids, puts up with your parents, you guys can be seated, who puts up with your mom and dad's being gone throughout the whole thing. And so now we're going to get into a little thing that I've been working on for a while. And back in January, I nominated 5 individuals for awards on our department. I took the lead of the Manistee Fire. I had checked with Chief Cameron, talked with him, and he told me how they did it. City Fire, when they put their stuff together, when City Fire and law enforcement were together, they formed a committee. And so, Ann and I did the paperwork, and we formed a committee. And so, needless to say, we're going to issue some awards tonight. And so, right now, I would like to, Gary Melzer, Deputy Chief, he's going to assist with the presentation. So right now, up here, I would like to have Ron Cole, Tim Cortman, Christian Funk, Dylan Vanderby, and Jesse Vanderby.
I don't know, can we?
And so, so you guys have all been nominated. Gary can read through how this whole thing went down and how it all went together. So I'm going to let him take the lead on this one now.
All right, this letter was dated from Chief Cameron's Manistee Fire on January 20th, 2023. Chief Vanderby, the following recommendations were accumulated from a requested committee consisting of Dr. Joel Robinson, Captain Chris Jeffries, and Chief Mark Cameron on January 17th, 2023 regarding conduct in 2022 on behalf of the members of Norman Township Fire Department. The committee reviewed 2 incidents with merit were determined to be credited. On September 28th of 2022, a call for service was requested. The responding EMS team of Ron Cole and Tim Portman entered the residence ahead of law enforcement based on updated information about the conditions of the patient and scene. They rendered immediate aid and transported the patient to a nearby landing zone. The 2 members placed themselves in an unknown situation, putting the patient's interest first. The quick response and care were credited to saving the patient's life. The committee hereby determines Ron Cole and Tim Portman deserve the Medal of Bravery Award. On December 23rd, 2022, assistance from Norman Township Fire Department was requested to respond to an ice water rescue on Healy Lake. In severe blizzard conditions, there was an ice water rescue team, swim team, and a shore team. Christian Funk was a member of the shore team and driver. For his efforts assisting with the rescue efforts, a letter of commendation is to be presented. Dylan Vanderby and Jesse Vanderby were the rescue swim team that attempted the rescue of a snowmobiler through the ice. The 2 rescuers remained in the water to keep the patient alert, placing themselves in a hazardous condition until further help could complete the rescue. It is for these dedicated actions this committee hereby determines Dylan Vanderby and Jesse Vanderby deserve the Medal of Bravery Award. Thanks, Mark Cameron, Chief. Just to add to that, for everybody that doesn't understand, that particular scene, these 2 guys were out about 400 feet in blizzard conditions on ice that was less than 2 inches thick. It was very, very dangerous. And they deserve all of it. All of them do.
All right, so, Christian, here's your award. Accreditation for participation during an ice water rescue, which was commendable in nature. You got it. There you go. Thank you. Ron, yours and Tim's both say the same thing, so I'll read it once. Acted with distinguished bravery in adverse conditions. His quick response was credited to saving a patient's life. Medal of Bravery. Timmy? All right, here we go. Jesse. Dylan says the same thing again, so I'll only read it once. Acted with distinguished bravery and stamina in adverse weather conditions, performing an ice water rescue. He is credited with saving the patient's life. There you go, buddy. I just wanted to make you guys aware that you're top notch.
Thank you.
You guys we got thrown some big curveballs and you guys overcame it and you came through it shining. So, thank you. Thanks again to all the spouses and whatnot, and keep up the good work. Much appreciated.
Hey guys, on behalf of the Township Board and the people of the Township, you guys know that everybody really appreciates everything and the time, the amount of time you guys do. So, thanks guys, we really appreciate it. Okay, so anything with ambulance, are we all good there? You got any comments with ambulance? That was all in there.
Nope, we're all good.
Okay,
Inspection's coming up and we're up for renewal in the next month.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ambulance inspection and
Ambulance.
yeah.
okay. Assessors report, rolls are being finalized and delivering them to the, well, they're being delivered to, the county, and they will be basically being prepared and ready for March board review, which is where any changes will be done, okay? Custodian, Tim, you got anything?
Just the gutter stuff, if you guys all seen that or got any questions?
I'm gonna ask you, what I mean, we originally just thought the back.
I know, I
What were
went
you
all the way
thinking?
around, because if somebody would've said, hey, what's the price on the side front, so they were
Okay.
here, it's free for estimate.
That's right.
The only thing is, this back over here has already gutters on it, the
Yep.
plastic ones, I didn't know if
Okay.
what your thoughts were.
Alright, so let's add that, or we have got our estimate on 3, so we can deal with that on 3. Thanks, Tim.
And then, just, you guys, a couple of you mentioned something last month about possibly this little banger gun.
You haven't found it again,
Okay.
and it was really,
I'll look-
find that
I'll
one,
look for
see
it.
if you can find
I'll
it. Yeah,
look
I
for
wasn't
it.
able to
Okay.
find it when I looked for it.
Because I
Goose
did
guns
some,
kept
I
coming
did
from
some
shotguns.
research on it, you can get them pretty inexpensive.
Yeah, if we have to look at another one.
The
It just-
name was Goose Popper, I thought,
Ye-
was what it was called.
Yeah, it's either a bear banger or a goose banger.
Okay, that's, okay. So you
And the
didn't
only
think
thing
that
is when you call it, or when you order the banger or the squeal cartridges to go with it, they won't until you fill out this information, because it's all,
federally.
because it's a projectile that flies, so.
Yeah.
But it doesn't sound like that big of a deal.
No, I think we gotta do that when it comes to, okay. Alright, education, management council here, we only have really a couple birthdays, things have picked up a little bit. There's a fireworks, fundraiser coming up on the 19th, couple birthday parties, school fundraiser on the 26th. But the Little Mary's, Maureen Fisher has asked Little Mary's Hospitality House to start doing their fundraiser that they have done for years in July and kind of shut down because of COVID. Does anybody on the board have a problem with that, them restarting that up? We all good with letting, yeah, we're okay with that? Okay, so let Val know that they're all good to go. I mean, they just stopped doing it because of COVID, so. Alright, Parks and Rec, Jordan?
Nothing right now.
Okay, planning, I'm gonna, Jason, kind of walk you through, we're reworking our master plan, and last time we used a gentleman named Chris Goebel, and forgive me for not knowing his company right offhand, Chris Grobel. It was fairly expensive, and I think this plan goes through MSU Extension to.
Yes, and what it is that MSU extension is there to oversee what our final is on it. So they are, Bob and Ben, want us to go ahead and see if we can get the MSU extension help. It's $1,500, I do believe, for that, which is a lot cheaper than $7,000 to $10,000.
Yep.
And then, I believe Ben and, let's see here, Ben and Bob, or one or the other, they're asking for additional for the rewriting.
Yeah, 50 hours,
Yeah, up to 50 hours of pay.
and it says, and miscellaneous supplies not to surpass $300.
Correct.
So basically, it's $1,480 for the assistance of MSU, and our zoning administrators will be doing the writing along with the planning commission, for an additional about 50 hours, so they'll be doing, they're estimating they're gonna put about 50 hours in, time after work, after hours, and additional time to create and rewrite the master plan as the board, as the planning commission makes changes to it, and then $300 for, miscellaneous printings and things like that. So, we're looking at $1,480 plus 50 hours for the planning commission, or for the zoning administrators, and $300 in miscellaneous expenses.
So, what is the rate of the 50 hours?
What is the hourly?
Do we know what Bob's breaks down to hourly?
No, I don't know what Ben gets, it would be Ben's.
It'd
I
be
think
Ben's
they just
hours.
get paid a monthly, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
It would be what Ben
It'd be
gets
Ben.
paid by hour.
It'd be
which
Ben's
is
hour, yeah.
He's
hourly
like
rate.
14, isn't he?
Yeah,
13,
14,
12,
something,
yeah, so it's-
exactly. Okay, so
No.
it's Ben's then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben's hourly
Ben
rate?
would be doing the.
Cause that's who he's
I
asking
think
for.
one of them is paid monthly anyway.
Yeah, Bob was paid.
Yeah,
monthly.
so,
So,
yeah, sounds like.
so that's what it is. We can move that to number 4 on new business if you want to. We can talk about it there. So it would be the, additional money for the master plan rewriting, we call it that. And if you look in there, there was a, item number 3 is something we have to talk about when we get to close to budget time. Okay, so, alright, so we can deal with that there. Zoning, building permits, everything's just fairly slow right now. Not a lot of new land use permits coming in. So, we can move on to public comment.
I've got one thing.
Oh, go ahead, Jack.
At the end of March, first part of April, on a Saturday morning, I would like to use the township hall again to do the, community risk reduction on wildland interface, like I did last year.
Yep.
And we can get that live streamed again. We had, I think, somewhere about 500 views on it last year. And so, so I'd like to get the end of March, first part of April. I gotta work that out with the Forest Service again.
Yeah, see with Val, make sure it's on this, it's a Sunday, right, you do it on?
Saturday
Saturday.
morning, yeah,
Alright,
okay.
and then we do have to add number 5, because the fire department asked for a, purchase of a couple different things. We have the tires, which is something that I believe we're just gonna be forced to have to do, because they're requiring it. So we got tires for fire trucks. And then, well, he's asking for the ESSER money, so do we wanna see where we're at with that first? Jack, do you need that dryer like this?
No.
No,
I
No,
mean, you wanna see where we're at and
I'd
check
rather see
everything?
where we're at with the COVID money, what we might be able to pitch in.
Yeah.
yep,
And then just, excuse me, but a point of order, we never approved the minutes and all that, so if we could go back.
Yeah, we never did that. They went right into the fire
No,
department.
we approved the consent agenda.
We approved it.
Yeah, she, Meryl.
Oh,
Jordan made a
okay.
motion.
Sorry.
Jordan made a- and I said all in
I was
favor.
like scratching my head, I'm like, did we do that?
Yeah, no, we did it.
It's already
Okay.
telling me we didn't know.
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't.
Yeah, we did.
Alright,
We're
so,
good. Thank you.
it's okay. Alright, so, Thomas?
Yes,
Yes.
I'm, kinda new here. Been here for 5 years, but sometimes when you're an outsider, you see things that people who've been here a long time don't see. I was fortunate, this is a very long story, but I'll keep it short. I was fortunate enough 2.5 years ago to fish the lower pine below M55 during the hatch. An experience I'll never forget. Midnight, catching a fish in the dark. It was really a unique, wonderful experience, and one that can't be done other places in the country. But during that trip, everyone that was there either hiked in, paddled in, walked in, and they walked in before it got dark. In June, it stays light a long time. And people walked in and they paddled in and they staked out their spot on the river for their one chance to catch this fish. And right before the sun goes down, coming upstream are jet boats. Everybody else has been out there, they've staked their spot and they've got their thing ready to go, and here come the jet boats. And they come upstream, they drive right through where everybody's gonna fish, and they keep going, they got their lights on, and they're talking, they're having a wonderful time. I have no problem with jet boats. I have no axe to grind. I own a jet boat. I was in it today. But there are places jet boats should not go. The lower Pine, below M55, is one of those places, it's a very fragile spot. And it's unfair that someone would put in at the Kent Township ramp right at dark, and head upstream and pick a spot where other people have been there for hours for that one opportunity.
To the sandbar.
I don't know what fairness counts for here, but where I came from, fairness counts for a lot.
Yep.
2.5 years ago, I made, after a lot of investigation, I asked informally for the board to make the one petition that needs to be made to change the rule on the Lower Pine to keep jet boats from coming upstream. Nothing happened. No communication came from the board or anywhere else. So I said, well, I'll have to get around this. You can't get around it. The supervisor of our township is the only person who can change that rule on the Pine River. And he has to do it by requesting that change from the DNR. I've talked to our local politicians, our senators, our congressmen. I've talked to everybody with the state. I've talked to the foresters. I've talked to the DNR. I've talked to the biologists. I've written 25 letters asking people if this is fair or right. Every single person I brought this up with said, no, that's crazy. Who would bring a jet boat up there?
Sir?
Yes,
Address us. It's not-
I'm sorry, I'm talking to my neighbors.
I know.
Forgive me. So, I'm asking now formally for the board, the supervisor, to make a petition to the state to see if we can change the boating rules below Cooley Bridge on the Pine River. I've done the legwork. Any information you need, if you need photographs, anything you need, you let me know. I've got it. I've tried this before and it went nowhere, but I've got it all. I can even, Nikki Coons is ready to go to work on this. So, you just let me know.
How many boats came up that night?
That night there were 2. The next year there were 4. Last time there were 6. So you can see this is not something that's just going to end. It's going to become an exponential problem in that unique area. And I fish with guys. They're friends. That's why I moved here. They no longer want to go down there because they said, no, the river just sped up, the water's moving fast, the fish aren't there. Now, you may say, how could that possibly be? Well, I can show you a photograph of where the jet boats come up, and it built a channel right up through all this fresh water, which speeds the river up. Listen, I've been through all this, and you are the guy. If we're gonna change this, you have to make the change. I asked right up front, I said, you mean to tell me that the township supervisor, Norman Township, has all the power to make that change?
Come here.
And they said, yes, that's where it has to start. So, formal request, if you want to discuss, if it needs more discussion, public discussion, I don't care, whatever, but this is the request, to see if we can change that rule on the Lower Pine.
Thank you, you did talk to me about that a couple years ago.
2.5 years ago.
Yep.
And I never heard back from you.
We talked a couple times.
No, we didn't, no, we never heard back from you, and I sent you.
Well, I
multiple
talked to
emails.
quite a few people about that, and yeah, they said occasionally a jet boat does go up there, but it's not a everyday thing or every night thing.
That's right, it's not.
And the problem is where do you end the river?
It's what?
Where do you end the river? Where does the river end? Right now, the river ends at, actually, I think it's Low Bridge, not
At
the
the current.
Dry Bridge.
At the current.
So, Sandbar?
Yep,
There's very little current there at the Sandbar.
yeah, that's good,
Okay.
John.
So I guess I would like the rest of the board to take some time, doesn't have to be tonight, think about it. I asked a lot of the fishing guides, I asked a lot of the fishermen, the people that were on the backwaters. Steve Bussell said that he notices a few boats go up there. I'm out there quite often. I didn't see it being a major problem.
I can show you photographs of the channel they've dug if you'd like to see them. I
That's
took a
not-
hike up there.
That's the river channel or?
the channel that the jet boats have made by using the same channel night after night after night. I can show you what they've done. The channel that's been made by repeated use of jet boats going through. I can show you where they missed the channel. Have you ever hiked up there? It's a heck of a tough hike. I'm 73 years old, and I walked almost 3/4 of a mile. That's as far as I could go taking pictures. And I'm telling you, you can see skid marks where the boats go over shallow spots. It is one of the most fragile ecosystems on that river. Jet boats shouldn't be going up there. It's common sense. I mean, like I said, I got nothing against jet boats, but I know where they don't belong too. You know, it's a resource. It's a very unique little spot. It won't be there. It's gonna go away. So 6 boats this year, 8 boats next year. You can figure out what's gonna happen.
If the boats are causing it, or the increased sandbar that's slowing down the river and causing
So
it
if
to warm
you,
up.
so my
I
question,
understand the sandbar. I guess I'd let the board, I can pursue it if that's what they want. I'm not gonna do something like that on my own. Not off of one person's request, no.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, honestly,
Oh,
I would want them to
what
have
if
their
we
opinion on it.
need a petition drive? How many signatures do we need? Do we need to bring in, you know, I don't wanna talk to other people, outside people. You know, I mean, that's the way other folks deal with things. They say, well, I'm gonna just, I'll call Sierra Club, or I'll do this, or I'll do that. Pointless, right?
Well, yeah, we only care about Norman Township residents. That's all
Exactly.
When it comes to
So
that.
why would, if you don't care about it,
Oh, I do care about it. I fish that river quite often. I'm on that sandbar every weekend. I'm out there fishing that lake. I fish that river with my boys. So, I fish it quite often. I've seen a boat up there one time.
do you fish at night?
No.
You fish the hatch? Well, I've seen the boats already.
So I guess you guys can think about it. If you want me to do something about it right now, or if you wanna think about it the next month, it's.
I would like to see if you could provide some additional information, if you have some photographs or anything that indicates that that channel is being dug by the jet boats, that there's, you know, that it
Show you
wasn't
photographs.
caused by some other natural,
I can show you
I
a
don't
picture
know
right
what.
now if you'd like.
this isn't
Go ahead.
really the time, I can't really look at them now, we
Okay,
get
that's
in the
fine.
middle of a meeting.
I'll bring-
Yeah,
I'll bring
I would
them.
like to,
I'll bring them
I
up.
would like more information,
Okay.
thank you.
And Jack,
Before we finish, so your response is you're not going to do anything?
I'm gonna let the board think about it, and if they just direct me to do so, I'll do so.
Okay, thank you.
You're on the list. That is Ann and Jack, right?
Was there another one?
Yeah, it's Ann and Jack Vanderby, you're on the,
Oh, no.
okay.
Okay, I'm good. Okay, he's like, what?
Yeah, he already knows talking about. Alright. Alright, so we can move on to the new business MRA billing. Meryl, can you tell us what this was about, just leaving names out?
Okay, I had a gentleman come in and said with a receipt from the MRA Association saying that Norman Township will reimburse for any child that, plays in a, sport. Well, he wants to be reimbursed, and Joanne got the list from MRA, and they're not on there.
So a little follow-up, I did speak with Dursa, who is, one of the coordinators at MRA, Manistee Recreation Association. And the individual that had requested the reimbursement has signed up for something in the spring. She has reached out to them and notified them that we are non-participants in their program, that we don't provide those kind of, reimbursements. So at this point, I believe I sent you all information that they'd like us to do it. I think there was 14 participants from our community in 2022. None of them have come forward asking for any reduced fees. It seems that they're able to handle the participation fees with that association. With that, I say we don't
No,
do
that's
it again,
that's
you
all.
know, so
Okay.
all right.
Yeah, alright.
So
So,
do we need to make a motion not to participate in 2023?
They usually come ask us.
they usually come ask us, is that they're asking right now? Or is that just kinda, are they re-asking?
Well,
The problem is when MRA started, it was supposed to be, some stuff was supposed to be played out here, or in Brethren, or Calvin, now everything's in Manistee, which makes it very hard for to be all inclusive, to get all of our children here, because there's not any games here. That was kind of the agreement when Little League folded into the MRA, and has not happened. Year after that happened, we stopped getting anything out here, and that's been, and the cost started going up like, what, 127 per kid? Something like that?
But they wanted, I think, last time they asked was like $6,000.
but yeah, what they're asking for now for 2023, what is this, $1,700? That was what she sent me, and then there's an agreement on the last couple of pages, but I think in the last paragraph, it says what it would be, and then the 22 participants is the second page.
Yeah, but the thing was, is MRA still never comes out here.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think they do. I haven't seen them active in the community.
My daughter played soccer last year, we paid for it, and the.
Right, I
and
think
Grant
you're on the,
County-
I think you're on the list, the family's on the list, right.
Yep, they are. And that was why we did it, is because it is just it doesn't really serve all of our community, because people, it really is just serving to those that can afford the gas and the time to get them there, because there is nothing out here for our kids. And it's, it's just in Manistee. We only had 14 participants, 27 total participations, meaning those 14 kids, some of those kids did 2 sports, or maybe 3. And they're wanting $1,800 to just be in it. To just be in the program, and then we pay an additional for every kid that joins. Just doesn't seem like it
Feasible.
fits our
Yeah.
kids at all, yeah. So, I don't think we have to do anything with that right now. We decided not to pay the bill, and does anybody have any interest in rejoining MRA? Anybody?
No.
Okay. All right, okay, this next thing is, of course, we all have our rubbish fund, where you basically all get a bill on your taxes to bring trash. And that goes to any improved parcel with value over $1,000. We had 2 that mistakenly got on that list, and we just need to have a roll call vote resolution that removes these parcels from that list. One of the parcels being a township parcel, which we don't have on there. And then one was a person that removed an old single wide trailer. It has become from a 401, which is a improved parcel, to a 402, meaning there's nothing left on it, it's just vacant land. So they were changed to a 402 by the assessors, but not taken off the roll. So it's just clerical errors on both of those. So I would like to make the motion to approve resolution 2023-2-1 for parcels, for those 2 parcels to be removed from the roll, which allow, removed from the roll. Okay. That would be my motion, so I make the motion. Anybody?
I'll second it.
Okay. Okay,
Roll call, Mobley,
yay.
Scarra,
Yeah,
Brayley,
Yeah.
Ty.
Yeah.
I vote yay. Motion carries.
Okay.
Thank you.
Because that officially changes our tax level, that's why we have to do it by roll call. So that's gonna lower our taxes by $116. Okay. Okay, so Tim got us some, bids on some gutters. Thank you, Tim, appreciate it. We have, and it looks like he had them broke up, so from Excellent Exteriors, the back side of the building, so backside with white seamless gutters, 123 feet, 2 downspouts, $1,245. For that same thing from Cadillac Gutters, it was $2,089. And then Tim got us also section number 2, which would be the front side of the building, going from this corner out around the cover, the reverse gable here to that corner. That would be from 1 and 2 from Cadillac seamless gutter would be $38.94. And from Excellent Exteriors, it would be about $1,800. I'm not gonna do the math that quick, so they're a little bit less. It's an additional $778 over their $1,245. If anybody wants to do that math real quick. And then the third option, light seamless gutters, 2 downspouts. The third option is the south section, down there.
No,
This one says
Yeah.
dark.
well,
Or is it
Cat-
SN?
Cadillac got, no, the only prices I got was for the back, east,
Yeah,
south, and west.
okay.
And I
Oh, so
think-
the south side, I'm sorry, is 778, I apologize.
Yeah, the south side is just the gutters are already there. It's just for that porch out back. Not really.
Okay. So our original thought was just to get the rain off of the doors there and back, because they don't have the reverse gables like all the rest of the doors do in the building, because we have a problem with the doors rotting out, and to protect the air conditioning units from them being just constantly dripped on. So we're looking at $1,245 for one for that, or $2,089 from the other company. But does anybody see any need to put gutters anywhere else besides that? So I just,
I'll make a motion to go with option 1, to just do the east side from North Division, Excellent Exterior.
I'll second that.
okay,
They're the ones that did the fire station too.
alright, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? No, so that's like 12, 40, 50,
Yeah,
total
this
side.
one.
Okay. So we got that. Okay, so we need to approve, if so being, it would be for this master plan work, so that we can redo the master plan.
Option 1.
Option 1 and option 2, which option 1 is $14.80 for MSU extension, and option 2, to include option 2, would be $50 extra hourly, plus $300 miscellaneous for supplies.
I'll make a motion to approve. Option 1 for $14.80, option 2 for the additional $50 per hour.
Or 50 hours.
50 hours,
Yeah.
sorry, it's a 50 hours, and the 300 miscellaneous for supplies.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? That one. Adjourn. Pretty loud there. All right, I will make a motion under number 5 to approve $6,500 to replace all of the tires on 141 and the 2 front tires on 144.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Carried. And Jack, we'll look at the ESSER money and COVID money and see where we're at. I think we should be fine, but we'll just check on that.
Yeah, not a problem.
Joan and I just gotta confirm where we're at on that, so.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, I just need a motion to adjourn. Okay, hurry. Jordan made it, Jason seconded it. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, thank y'all for coming. I'll find it.
Yeah, I think before we come, it was sitting down there.
Yeah, we know where we're at. Hey, buddy.
Feels good to.
I'm sorry, there goes driver. Hi. Are they okay? What's my kids on? Trust me, you
What did you get? Cookies. How wonderful, what a pretty Valentine, huh? You are so lucky. Here, hold on to the handle, baby. Okay? Such a pretty little girl.
I'm the next.
Yeah?
Because I come through here too late.